Here to answer your legal questions for free, but we have a question too.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I've been watching
about this. You said there's a lot of issues in this case.
Yeah, so the first thing you got to figure out is we have this enclosure, right? So apparently there's a 4-foot or 3-foot wall, then there's 4 feet between the wall and a 15-foot moat. So the first thing you got to say is whether or not the enclosure is reasonably kept to maintain the safety of the patrons from the gorilla. And that's one question. The next question is, what is the mother doing, right? So she has to exercise what's called reasonable care. So how many kids does she have? Was she on the phone? Was she taking a selfie? Was she tweeting or was she texting? So those would be questions as to what she was doing while this was occurring. Now, if you determine that she's got the kid, she's not paying attention to this little one, and he hops a fence 3 feet, makes it 4 feet farther, and then she doesn't even pay attention, and he jumps into a 15-foot moat. Because when you look at the schematic for this, he had to walk 4 feet. It's not like you just hop over the barrier and you fall in. I mean, you have to walk a bit of a way. So, there seems to me there may be some carelessness on the part of the parents' part, or at least that would be the argument to be made. Then you've got damages. Okay, if she's negligently supervising the child, you've got this beautiful 17-year-old endangered silverback gorilla, a lowland gorilla. I was born in South Africa, and I've been to a safari there before because I was born in Johannesburg, and I have family there. And so I pay attention to these things because I'm really interested in saving these beautiful creatures. So you have this innocent animal that's now faced with this intruder into its environment, and you have to make a determination, how does the zoo act? Do they tranquilize? And they say that would not have been safe. Whenever you're weighing an animal's life versus a human being's life, you pretty much are always going to choose a human being's life. So unfortunately, the animal was killed, so now if the mother is negligently supervising the child, then she's going to be responsible for the value of that gorilla, because gorillas are considered property. They're not considered human life. And then ultimately, if the zoo is negligent, then she would have a cause of action for negligent infliction of emotional distress, because she was at the injury-producing event, aware that it was causing injury, and she could say she watched her child almost be killed and suffered severe emotional distress as a result of them not providing a safe environment for 4-year-olds.
Sounds like we're going to hear some legal issues perhaps coming out of this.
Trespass to chattels, there's trespass, there's negligence, whether or not the zoo used reasonable care to kill the gorilla, all kinds of legal issues which will probably be fleshed out in the future.
All right.
But really tragic no matter what.
Absolutely. We do have viewers asking questions this morning as well. We have one here from Lindsay. She has a hair issue. She says, I had my hair done by someone who pretty much ruined it, made it look horrible a few months back. In order to get even half of my money back, he made me sign a contract that said I wasn't allowed to post anything regarding the services on Yelp or Facebook or anywhere about my refund of my money in order to get it back.
Okay, so this is called a non-disclosure clause, and you guys are both having great hair days, and I think mine's doing pretty well today too, so this is not apropos to what we're dealing with, but I get it. So if you have a bad experience, this is a contract. You sign a contract, say, look, I'll give you $100 to do my hair, and I want to like my hair. So some of it is objective. In other words, you wanted it red and now it's pink, so that would be objectively wrong. But then you may not subjectively like it. So that's the hard part about hair stuff. So the issue is it's a breach of contract. Now you're saying, look, you owe me back my money. They say I did a great job. I'm not paying you, but I'll compromise. And I'll compromise with you to say, I'll give you half, but you don't disclose your bad experience with me. That is absolutely fair. That's called a non-disclosure clause. Now, if you made them sign that before they went in, that may be against public policy to say that you're basically making me give up my free speech rights to you in return for money. So that contract may not be enforceable. But if you're debating over whether or not you're entitled to money and you agree to a compromise, putting that in there is fine.
Interesting.
It happens all the time in personal injury cases, and it happens all the time in contracts.
Did not realize that.
I didn't either. All right.
That's why we need you around.
Yep.
Great insights today.
You guys have great hair, and so you're in no need of a breach of contract.
We didn't even pay him to say that.
Right. Craig, always great to see you.
Nice to see you.
How's Piper doing?
Piper's doing well, yeah. She's roaming in the backyard looking for you yesterday.
Pop up that picture real quick. If you didn't see it, Julissa visited Craig a few weeks ago to meet his unique pet, Piper the pig, and there she is in all her glory.
Fantastic. All right, Craig, always great to see you. Thanks so much.
Nice to see you.
9:27, still to come on the